The statistics have shown that a majority of Republicans support marijuana legalization.
That from Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. However, today, Pennsylvania House Republican leadership says they have no plans or interest in legalizing recreational marijuana. And Republicans are firing back at the governor's plan to push legalization through the state.
Some of them say they have a list of reasons why it should not happen. Fox 43's Jamie Bittner live in Harrisburg this afternoon with their response.
The race to legalize recreational marijuana still has a few hurdles to jump. Yesterday, Lieutenant Governor and the governor laid out all the reasons why it's a good thing for the state. Today, Republicans are laying out all the reasons why it's not.
So really all you're left with is the lieutenant governor and his cohort just want to be stoned. And that's what this is about.
Republican State Representative Paul Schemmel of Franklin County had that to say after listing all the reasons why recreational marijuana isn't such a great idea for the state.
What other drug, are we looking to legalize just so that people can use it for fun? I mean, none.
First, he says, the notion it will lower medical marijuana costs are false, pointing out with any other prescription medicine, they don't just make it over the counter to make it affordable.
Then you have people that say, well, we need to legalize it for the agricultural benefits. Well, I mean, the federal government has done that by allowing the growing of hemp. And then you have the third leg of this, people, well, we need to legalize it because we have all these people in prison. But those are criminal justice reforms, and there's legislation to deal with that.
The House Republican leadership also calls it a workplace policy nightmare for employers, especially ones who abide by federal policies.
And someone might smoke a joint the night before and then come to work the next day. They're operating heavy equipment and they might be unsafe.
Then there's driving.
Once you're high, you're not able to think properly and you're not able to drive safely.
As for the argument that some states have legalized it, others haven't. States like New Jersey have had trouble passing it, and New York's decriminalization falls short of full legalization.
We don't allow Maryland or Ohio or New York State to make our decisions for us on what we choose to do.
And about those listening sessions the state held that showed 65 to 70% of people support adult use cannabis legislation.
Listening sessions are not a poll.
Schemmel pointed out it also naturally draws people who are already in favor of the issue.
Republicans obviously have demonstrated support for medical marijuana, and if we need to make medical marijuana more available for people, certainly we're interested in that.
As for recreational,
why ever would I adopt a public policy that makes people less able to work, less able to think, less able to learn, and makes a lot of people addicted to the product?
Republicans also point out there's a bill going through the Senate right now that would raise the smoking age to 21, and they say there's a national debate going on right now about vaping. You can read more about that on fox43.com, along with their thoughts about law enforcement. In Harrisburg, Jamie Bittner, Fox 43 News.
And you can again read more on why the governor and lieutenant governor say recreational marijuana is a good thing for the state. It's on our website, fox43.com. And Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman is calling on Pennsylvanians convicted for non-violent marijuana-related offenses to apply for a pardon. Fetterman, who leads the State Board of Pardons, will be expediting the application process for those offenses. An application for pardons is now free. And with the governor's supportive stance to legalize recreational marijuana, some addiction centers do remain cautious.
And they believe the legalization may open a can of worms. Fox 43's Chelsea Kerbler joining us now in Harrisburg with the center's concerns.
We went to Retreat Behavioral Health in Lancaster County today, and they are hoping lawmakers here at the state capitol take a long and informed look at what it would really mean to legalize marijuana here in the state.
Marijuana becoming legalized is a bit of a scary thought for some people in substance abuse recovery.
Because people think that, now that it's legal, I might be able to do it. I might be able to experiment with it.
Maggie Hunt works at Retreat Behavioral Health, the treatment center in Lancaster County. She herself is a recovering addict, sober now for 10 years. Hunt says it was experimenting with alcohol and marijuana, which led her to use other drugs.
But it definitely opens the door. It definitely makes your mind think if you feel this way from this substance, when you combine these substances or do something else, you definitely can have a different effect.
I'm calling for legalization.
With Governor Tom Wolf calling on the legislature to legalize recreational marijuana, those at Retreat are apprehensive.
I think that legalizing recreational marijuana is a mistake.
Dr. Kristi Dively, medical director at Retreat, believes more research needs to be done to understand why some people become addicted to substances and their role in psychotic disorders before marijuana, which she says 10% of users become addicted to, becomes legalized.
I hope that they don't just listen to what, quote unquote, the people want and not do their research.
Dr. Dively and Hunt both say they are in support of decriminalizing marijuana. In Harrisburg, Chelsea Kerbler, Fox 43.